Here at A-Corp Media, we offer a place where we can civilly discuss all things political, from the national issues to local elections. This is In the Arena. We want to welcome Eric Garris, candidate for the 149th State Representative seat, to In the Arena. Welcome, Eric.
Thank you, sir.
All right. So tell us a little bit about who you are. Who is Eric Garris?
Well, I am a 1991 graduate of Malden High School. I went to Risco area around 12 years ago. I have 3 children. My son is in the Air Force. He is in Okinawa right now, serving the country. My middle daughter, Faith, she's in the College of the Ozarks over in Branson. She is studying psychology, and she's having fun over there. This will be her senior year, so we're happy about that. And then I have a younger daughter that is going to be a senior in high school in Risco this year. They all graduated Risco. So we have a pretty good, I'm pretty set on proud of my kids.
Sure.
Tony and Abby are my adopted kids.
Okay.
And their mother passed away when Abby was 5. And we have been raising them ever since. And so it's a privilege for me.
Sure.
And my wife. Me and my wife has been married for 30 plus years. We just celebrated our 30th anniversary this year. And I'm blessed to have her. Her name is Jennifer. She's a teacher in Risco. She teaches reading recovery over there. She's been there for several years, and we're doing good. I graduated from paramedic school in 1998. I was a paramedic for a long time. Worked at Noranda the last 10 years of my paramedic job until Noranda shut down because of the influx of metal. And I went back to school, and I've been a HVAC, heating and air guy for 6 years now, and I have my own business. And so
Very
life
creatively
is
named
good.
business too. What's the name of your business?
The Heat and Air Guy.
There you go.
Yeah,
The
and the reason I named it that is people have a hard time remembering names, but who do we call? Well,
The Heat and Air Guy.
The Heat and Air
That's
Guy. Let's call him.
Probably how they had it in their phone anyway. So
That's exactly right. Yes,
well,
sir.
you're running for District 149. So as our viewers may or may not know, the districts have all been redrawn again because we do that every 10 years based upon population changes and
Sure.
where population grows or decreases, the districts change. And 149 is one of those too. So tell us what makes up the 149th district now.
The 149th district in Missouri is made up of a part of Pemiscot County, New Madrid County, Mississippi County. A lot of people we've in this redistricting, we received Crothersville, Hayti, we lost Wardell. So to get the numbers where they need to be, the redistrict every 10 years, and to make it fair for the state. And so we was happy to pick them up. We sorry to lose Wardell, but I mean, that stuff happens. So.
Well, it's a really interesting process, and we may even do a show one of these days on the redistricting process because it's really an interesting the way they go about redrawing all those lines.
Sure.
But so I know you've been on the school board at Risco. You told me before that you were on the Risco school board.
Yes.
So you've stood for elective office. This isn't the first time your name's been on the ballot.
Sure.
But running for a state rep's a little bit different. So what prompted you to throw your hat in the ring, or as we say around here, to put your feet in the arena? What prompted you to do that and run for this legislative seat?
I've been in New Madrid County for 12 years, and I haven't seen a lot of change. I've talked to a lot of people, and people are discouraged about the representation that Jefferson City remembering us. Missouri doesn't stop at Cape Girardeau. And so I want to help people to realize what we could be if we really put our heart into it. Help real people with real problems find real solutions. And I've been in all those places, and to help the district is my goal. It's my only goal. I'm a real person with, I've had real problems, and that's what I want to do. I want to help solve some of the problems in this district, help the people to find those answers that they need, and help us to grow, and help Jefferson City remember that we're Southeast Missouri. We're proud, and we're not going to hush up and not be represented. We're going to represent up in Jeff City for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great, because we do tend to feel a lot of times that we get left out, we get forgotten.
Right.
But we're not the only ones.
Exactly.
A lot of rural Missouri feels that way. I had a friend who lived in the extreme northeast corner of the state, and a lot of times they felt the same way.
Sure.
They felt like that they got forgotten sometimes. They didn't have that many people. Their districts were huge because they didn't have a lot of population. So they even felt it even more than we do, because at least we do have some population centers in the area.
Right.
So another thing that I think is is interesting, but our viewers may not know, that the Missouri House of Representatives, the Constitution only allows a person to serve 4 two-year terms, or
Right.
8 years in the House, and then 2 4-year terms, or 8 years in the Senate. And you're going to be replacing a 4-term, term-limited House member in Don Roan. He's become, been very popular up there, well-liked among his colleagues. You are going to be a brand new state representative.
Right.
If you're fortunate enough to get elected. How do you make up for that difference in experience in the process and in seniority?
Well, Mr. Representative Roan, he's done a wonderful job. I've talked to several people, and the first thing that they've told me is, if it wasn't for Don Roan.
Sure.
And I can go into many different stories about how that goes and how well loved he is, because he comes and he meets people's problems and head on, and he works hard for the people, and he has. And I want to publicly say thank you to Mr. Roan, Representative Roan, for everything he's done. As a small business owner for 6 years, working on the school board for a few years in Risco, I've learned a lot. And I've learned the hardships of business. And I'm not really a politician. I'm more of a business owner. I'm running for a political office, but I'm a real person. I have real problems, real needs, and I see the needs of the people. I think that my experience in business, working with people, working with budgets, working with time constraints, it's going to help me to help pick up the ball where Mr. Roan has left it, and continue to carry that into Jeff City, and to help, like I said, just meet the needs of the people here in 149.
So your race is an August Republican primary election.
Yes, sir.
And so it's August 2nd is election day. So you really only got about a little over a month from the time we're sitting here together to sweat it out, literally and figuratively. But so a couple of questions I have about that. How's the campaign going? And then what are you learning on the campaign trail? So how's the campaign going first?
Well, the campaign's going good. We are out meeting people. We are out in the communities. We go, and we're going to hit every community in this district. We've been to several towns and cities, several times. And we are standing out. We are knocking on doors. We are, putting signs up, everything that a candidate will do. And I'm learning a lot about the needs of the people. I mean, when you're doing your own business, and believe me, in the heat, I know how it is. I'm a heat and air guy. You're busy. I'm busy. Sometimes I get home 9 and 10 o'clock at night, and I start about 7 in the morning trying to beat some of the heat. So it's hard. It's been hard to, juggle work and this election. But I have grown to realize how wonderful people are in these cities. things in my head, we're going places. I'm thinking, how am I going to be received at this? I've not been down there very much. Mm-hmm. And people with open arms. I'm talking about, they shake my hand, they hold my hand, and they tell me exactly what's going on, what they expect. And I'm so thankful. We've made so many friends. And I look forward to working with everyone, not just the leadership of the towns, that's important, but with people. In Jeff City, if I'm blessed enough to be elected, I have an open door policy. I'm going to be transparent. We're not doing anything behind the, closed doors. I want everyone to come and see us. I want everybody to bring their problems, call me. And, I expect to be, the representative that the people need for today, for sure. Things have changed, so.
It's pretty amazing when you get out on the campaign trail, especially, and I'm glad to hear you say those things, because I know that a lot of people are frustrated by politics in general.
Yeah.
Especially the politics they see on television. But when you say they're welcoming to you, politics, Speaker of the House Tip O'Neill from Massachusetts years and years ago said all politics is local. When it really comes down to it, no matter what the issues are, it's all about face-to-face talking to people in their homes, on their front step, at the function, at town, at a fish fry, whatever the case might be. That's where politics really happens.
Yes.
And it's encouraging to hear you say that they're welcoming, because the way things are in politics in Jefferson City and in Washington, D.C. that we see on television, people are frustrated with that. And so I'm glad to hear you say that it's not that way everywhere, and not what you're experiencing. So that's good. Yeah. Okay, so if you are successful in this campaign and you win your primary in August, and of course you won't have an opponent in November, so what are your priorities going to be when you make it to Jeff City? You're going to have that first session, you're going to get there and you're going to hit the ground running in January. Yeah, right. What are kind of going to be your priorities? What are your goals to accomplish that first session?
Well, my goals is to work with local leadership, local people, about meeting the commitments that we make, the problems that the local places are having, East Prairie, Porterville, Crowsville, all in between. What's your needs? What are we looking, what's our time, frame of doing some things? Mm-hmm. I believe that we should back up our farmers. I think farmers is very important. I think we should be subsidizing farmers, making sure that these farmers have what they need to expand their business and to make sure that they're exporting things that need to be exported, keeping stuff around local that we need, make sure that stuff is taken care of. I think infrastructure is very important, not just bridges and roads, but aviation. Thank goodness we have some stuff that's local as far as crop dusters and stuff like that, but we have a business there in Cape that can take us here. That's a big thing when you travel a lot. Mm-hmm. Not only that, but education. I think education is important. I think that education should start early. My wife is a teacher. She's been a teacher for a long time. I've seen a lot of, and as a ex-school board member, I've looked at, testing, Missouri tests, ACTs. I see the, kids are going off to school, they're coming back. There's not a lot of jobs here. How are we going to do that better? Teacher salaries. Missouri, one of the poorest states in the nation for teacher salaries. Since 2005, teacher salaries at $25,000 a year. We're talking about teachers with bachelor's degrees that go to college, that spend time, that work hard to make sure they have the knowledge of what it takes to be a teacher. Then they come out and this is what they're facing. This is unacceptable. I think that when we bring good pay to teachers and support our schools, that we're going to not only get better at where we're at, but we're going to draw in, more talent. And our schools in Missouri is going to be ranked up there in the top. Mm-hmm. Not only that, but I think that, we need to buy local. I think we need to encourage people to buy local. There's a lot of people that shop Amazon. I have shopped Amazon for sure. But buying local helps the businesses. It helps expand those businesses, and it gives them a reason to hire people. It gives them a reason to grow and to plant, not just one store, but maybe 3 or 4 stores in our area. And then, as far as, supporting small business, I think small businesses are very important. My business being of 6 years old, and I know the challenges, like I said, of taxation, especially right now, the tax rate that we're paying. And, we should, incentivize businesses and bring them to a place where, maybe we can give them some tax breaks. Maybe we can try to help them get some micro loans and see, maybe some fees and permit, things that we can help them out with to grow the area, to see that the real people with the real problems get the real solutions. That's my priority. But here's the big thing. My slogan for my campaign is Make Missouri Great Together. And the reason I say that is because I can't do this by myself. You was a representative, and you know the challenges that I'm looking at, and the things that we have to go through to try to get things done in Congress. So I have to have the help of the people. And that's, I want the help of the leadership and the help of the person that's down on First Street. Mm-hmm. I want the ideas. I want the problems. And let's work towards a solution. I want to represent this district and solve those problems and see the district grow and get better.
Well, thank you, Eric Garris, for joining us in the arena. I'm pleased that you've been here, and best of luck on the campaign trail. I'm going to give you the last word. So tell the people of the 149th District anything you want to tell them at this point.
Well, thank you for the opportunity of being here, Phillip. I really appreciate it. It's an honor to be here and be able to share my views and my passion. To the voter in District 149, what I'm going to commit to you is hard work. I want to hear your needs. I want to hear your problems. I want to hear ideas. And like I've been saying, we are real people with real problems, but we're going to find real solutions. And again, we're going to make Missouri better together. I need your help. And together we will make this district stand strong.